Alex, what do we do to save the union? How do we save the union when that's going on, my friend?
Detach California.
Jake, did you see the video of the person harassing the little lady in Target?
No, I can't watch it and not be angry about it for a whole week.
Oh, okay. Well, I wanted to see what you would do. I wanted to see what you would do, but I have a treat for you anyway. So we'll go to that and we'll see what you guys think about this ridiculousness. And you tell me, how well would this go anywhere other than California? All right, let's see here. It's still spinning. I gotta take a second, I'm sure. See if it'll play nice with us. All right, skip the ad. The ad is my problem. So, Jake, are you driving?
What's that?
Where are you going? What's going on?
Going to get
working?
some milk.
What's going on?
No, just getting milk.
Honey. Milk. You got your mask? Do I need to worry about you?
Oh, yeah, I left that at home. In the trash where it belongs.
All right. In the trash where it belongs. All right. Well, let's. If it'll ever stop spinning, we'll get to this video. So this is California. It is a grocery store. Maskless people decided that they were going to. This may never load. I apologize, gentlemen. Anyway, I'll just give a little setup and then we'll just fast forward if it ever pops up. A group of maskless people. I'm just going to use their terminology because it's a bit more entertaining. It's got to be at least a dozen of them. They go into this grocery store in California and they just start getting food. Just start shopping, and they don't make it more than 5 feet. And there's this lady standing there with her arms out, like, no, you guys can't be in here like that. Blah blah blah. You can't, you can do this, and you can hear them all berating them, following them, and all sorts of stuff. And oh, geez, it's not berating. Let's go back to where we were. Go back to our stream here. Now it wants to load. Hold on. Sorry, guys. The maskless group. The maskless group is about to invade Trader Joe's in Santa Cruz, California. It has about 300,000 views. So they go walking in. Can you guys hear it okay?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're here
now. Oh, man, this is crazy.
It's got issues.
Sorry, guys, we haven't had this kind of problem with it. Yeah, it does. It has issues. Maybe everybody's watching this video. You can actually see on the right, if you look to the right to that still, you can see her having her hands up in her mask, but she's like telling them, no, what are you doing? You can't come in here without masks. You can't come in here without masks. I just wanted you to see how crazy this gets, though. Okay. Let's get into the meeting.
You guys are troopers.
So these people are freaking out. Please leave.
Why are y'all doing this? This is the grocery store.
The pregnant lady has food.
We love you. Awesome. We don't want to have trouble with y'all.
So let me jump ahead. They try to put their food down, and they won't do it. They take the food away. You can't have your food. You can't buy food here. And watch this. Look.
We paid already. We'll get your money.
That care about belly bump.
Gives it away. Oh man. Can you imagine the insanity of us being in a grocery store and seeing people treat other people this way? There's no way I would tolerate this kind of nonsense. What do you think, Jake? You gonna let somebody grow up on you like that?
I think that lady needs to have her gut registered as an assault weapon. I saw her use it in an aggressive manner.
She just belly thumped that old lady. Yeah, that was pretty good actually.
That her to the moon.
That mass crazy person grabs the food and throws it and says, "Oh, you can't have your food. You can't shop here." Basically, I left the money on the counter. Go get your money. That's California.
Well,
Alex, what do we do to save the union? How do we save the union when that's going on, my friend?
Yeah, detach California.
Shut off their electricity and water because it doesn't come from in the state, and just put the National Guard along the edge and tell Utah, keep them out for us, man. What do you think,
We were
Bob?
talking about this.
I was just going to say, it's funny. The title says it all. They're actually calling this an invasion, right?
The maskless people invaded.
Right. Invasion. Is this an insurrection of sorts? Another word they like to use. I mean, come on now.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, isn't it? I was just, I don't know what to say. I think it's crazy. And we're in such a weird place. You know, Bob, we were talking about some of the examples that we could pull up. Obviously, London Breed in San Francisco, she gets caught being at a club. Nobody has masks on. The Emmys, no one has a mask on. Again, we're having problems with our YouTube if it's going to do that to us. So I don't want to pull up another video. But Seth Rogen actually got up and did jokes about like, they kind of lied to us. They said we're going to be in a tent. We're all in here. We probably shouldn't be in here like this. And he kind of got a little slap on the wrist, didn't he, Bob?
Yeah. Apparently, the producers of the Emmys were really torqued off at him for going off script. That was the actual term, for going off script. And then they really went out of their way to get quotes from the Los Angeles Department of Health saying everything was approved in advance and all kinds of nonsense like that. But I mean, I think Seth Rogen opened up a lot of people's eyes, because it went hog wild on Twitter too. So,
Jake, do you run into many people, because you have to be face to face with the public, I think probably more than the three of us do, other than like coworkers. Do you see a lot of crazy mask nonsense, or do they say things to you like, why don't you have one on, or anything like that? What do you see when you're out and about doing your thing?
It's never brought up, I'll be honest, and I don't know if it's because of our geographic location and where we're at, or maybe it's the state that we're in, but nobody that comes into my shop's wearing a mask. You know, and even then, even if they are, which is few between, mind you, it's never brought up. You know, they don't come in and ask me why am I not wearing a mask, and frankly, it's none of their business. And hey, look, if you want to wear a mask, have at it. You know, go home and watch CNN or something. But it's rare as it is.
Is this the same guy I knew a few years ago?
Yes. Apple tree. Yeah, you know.
You guys, you know what's so ironic about all this, though? Look at what Denmark did a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, they just threw it in.
They just threw all that stuff out the window. They said, we're going to go ahead and live our lives.
Well, they said people are max. They said that they claim they're vaccinated to like 70 to 90% or something, depending on the area, and that's good enough. It's like, well, we're good enough. That's about the best we can do. Forget it. That's it. Everybody back to your life.
And Singapore right now is seeing record amounts of COVID, but the president, or whatever his title is, said, we're going to learn to live with the virus. And as far as the herd immunity, you know, I do question if that's ever achievable. We don't see herd immunity with flu, or ever even come close to that.
Yeah, it's always changing so fast. There's no way. Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
No, that is a good point, by the way. I mean, here's the thing, though. But when they talked about the vaccines themselves, it doesn't stop you from getting it, though. So if it doesn't stop you from getting it, then really it does come down to just a personal choice at that point. You know, the one argument you keep hearing people make is that if you're unvaccinated, then you're infecting other people. Well, if you're vaccinated, you're infecting other people too. So now your whole thing is moot then at that point. It doesn't matter, because you know, look, if you we have test kits here at my office. If somebody comes down with it, like, I have to cancel 2 to 3 cleanings a week, because they'll call me up and say, we got COVID. We don't go out there for 2 weeks after that. Like, we won't do it. If I got a team that gets it, they're out of the field for 10 days. We're not going to keep them going, because look, those are mitigation things that we can do in order to slow down, you know, the spread all over the place. But at the same time, we're not going to make anybody get vaxxed. I mean, we're not going to do that. If you want to, I have some employees that have, and some employees that haven't. We didn't ask them either way. Matter of fact, in the meeting, we told them, if you want to get vaxxed, get vaxxed. If you don't want to get vaxxed, don't get vaxxed. We'll have no mandate. If any people call and ask us, we tell them that. Like we say, well, the private medical business of our employees is not really something that I can tell you. But what we tell people is, if you want to get vaxxed, get vaxxed. If you don't, you don't. And you know what? We've had very few people that have told us that we're going to cancel because of the policy, but we do have people on a pretty frequent basis that call us up to say, we got COVID, so give it a couple weeks before you come back out the next time.
Yeah. But yeah, Alex, you do have the luxury of not having 100 employees. Yeah, at least for now.
That's true. No, that's true.
At least for now.
No, that's true. No, it's true. Well, I know I wouldn't want to go north of 50 because then there's a whole bunch of other stuff you got to do for federal regulations. Yeah. Let alone if you get to 100. I mean, oh my gosh, why would you? Like at that point, it's almost like for all the headaches you have to have as a business owner beforehand. When you get to 50, it's even worse. Like it's like headaches on steroids at that point. And I wouldn't want any of that stuff. At this point, I don't want any of that stuff. And again, I am getting much more of an anarchist every day where and it's not even an anarchist for any other reason than every time I see a problem, I see no way whatsoever that the government can provide any solution. And anything that they're going to do is just going to geek it up even more than what is already being done anyway. So like, I'm really at the point now where, and maybe I hang out with Adrian too much. I'll freely admit that. I'm sure he's rubbing off on me in a very bad way. But I don't know,
man. I at least took half the black pill.
Hey, we're News Talk with Brandon and Bob. We're here to tell you about some of the facts so you don't have to waste your time watching CNN.
We don't want you wasting any time with CNN.
Or Fox or MSNBC or some of these other guys that are making a whole lot of money.
Et cetera, et cetera.
It's not paying.